Oh, yeah, pipe smokers, yeah. This is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and I am Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy, live from Winchester Street in Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Thank the Lord. Yeah. So it is Thursday, the 28th of August. We're winding August down. The nights are getting cooler, the days are getting cooler. It's good to feel that. So anyway, yeah, let's have a Thursday night smoke together. So grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite blend, grab your favorite beverage, and let's start something on fire together. Yeah. Yeah, so this Thursday night video on 8/28, 2025 goes out to one of my subscribers. His name is Steve, and he made a comment on yesterday's video and said, "Tomorrow's my birthday. I really hope you do a video." you know. So, Steve, this Thursday night smoke together is dedicated to you. Happy birthday! All right, God bless you. Yeah. So, what am I going to smoke tonight? Well, I was looking around and picked out my olive wood EA Carry Bowl number 323. When I got this, it was almost white. Now it's starting to turn into a chestnut color like they said it would by smoking it. And what are we smoking in it? We're smoking one of my favorite go-tos, some Black Irish Twist. And I want to share with you how I prepare twist tobacco, Irish twist tobacco, any kind of twist tobacco. First of all, it's very moist, and it comes almost, it looks like a cigar, really. And so what I do is I have a very sharp Charade old timer made in the USA knife, extremely sharp. I could shave with this. And what I do is I cut two medallions in between an eighth and a quarter of an inch thick. One, two. I cut them nice and clean. Then what I do is I take them and I dice them up like that. And then what I do is I rub them out on my cutting board, and then I spread them out and let them sit for about 30 minutes because it's so moist. If you don't let it sit out for about 30 minutes, you're going to be constantly relighting it. And this definitely got a good 30 minutes on it. So we have a Pabst Blue Ribbon beer here. Cheers. Happy birthday, Steve. Hope you're having a great birthday. Hope you're having a great night. Ah, now it's time to start this on fire. I love the smell of it. Oh, yeah. This bowl is packed full, too. Oh. Right now, I'm tasting like char broiled steak cooked on the grill. Oh, it's unbelievable. I love this stuff. So, down in my basement is where I'm getting my workshop set back up because I no longer have a shed anymore because there was no way they could fit it. My lot size is 50 foot wide, and the house there's probably maybe 10 or maybe 15 feet on either side. Backyard maybe 18 feet back behind the house. Just no room for, a 12 by 16 foot shed. So I ended up selling it. So the basement actually has a workbench, a steel one. I've unpacked enough where I found all of my pipe stuff as far as polishing pipes, all of that stuff, my abrasives, everything I needed to do to start rehabbing pipes again. And so this weekend I'm going to get that set up down there on that workbench. And I ordered off of Amazon some LED light bulbs, not the incandescent ones. I don't even know if you can buy those anymore. I think they're all pretty much LED. But instead of the 60-watt ones for the basement, I got the 100-watt ones. And they're safe to use because they generate a lot less heat. I looked it up online before I ordered them, and they're actually equivalent to 100 watts. But they only draw 15 to 25 watts. And they last forever. So I got a little reprimand today. Well, let's start from the beginning. Paul the Pipe Guy carries his phone in my right pocket. I keep it on vibrate all day in case my kids need to get a hold of me or somebody needs to get a hold of me or there's an emergency. But having a YouTube channel and so forth, and then being on Facebook and so forth, I get a lot of notifications. And so I'll feel it vibrate in my pocket, and then I have to look at it and check it. So about a month and a half ago, the plant manager came to me and says, Paul, come on up to my office. I need to talk to you for a minute. And I was like, okay. We went up there, and he's like, look, every time I walk back here, you're at your workstation and you're on your phone. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm getting my work done, but yeah, I shouldn't be on my phone nearly as much as I should. He says, look, here's the thing. If you have to make an emergency phone call or text, I have no problem with that. I said, look, I'll change that. I won't go on my phone anymore. He says, just save it for, break times and lunch. I says, okay. Or the occasional emergency. I says, fine. He says, good, that's all I want to hear. Well, then, I was good for 2 or 3 weeks, real good. And last week, all of a sudden, my phone goes, I feel it vibrate, and I take it out, and all of a sudden I hear, hey, Paul. And I look up, and the plant manager's standing right there. He's like, we've already talked about this, all right? Put the phone away, get back to work. Okay, sorry. So then, this morning before first break, I feel my phone vibrate, and I know I shouldn't look at it, so I'm looking around to see if he's around. He's not. When I pull it out, my mom had sent me a text. I was responding to it, and all of a sudden, hey, Paul. I look up, he's standing right over here. I was like, yeah. How you doing this morning? He says, I'm doing all right. I'm shoving my phone back in my pocket. He says, come over here for a second. We walk about 20 feet away from the next worker, and he's like, look, we've talked about this a few times before. He says, yeah, we have. He says, my mom just sent me a text. And he's like, look, if I come back here again and I see you on your phone, we're going to go to, you and I are going to go have a sit down with human resources. I said, okay. He says, the guy next to you, he's busting his fanny, working, and you're on your phone. I says, no, you're right. Oh, I'm sorry. So then I thought about it, and I was like, look, Paul the Pipe Guy, when my pocket vibrates, I can't resist checking my phone. So it's like, I got to put my phone in my car. Now, is the plant manager being a dick? No, he's not being a dick. You shouldn't be at work on your phone when you should be working. And he was very respectful about it. And I thought, there's no way that I can resist when I feel that vibration. I can't resist checking my phone. I just can't. I know myself. I've tried. So I walked my phone out, put it in my car. Next time he came back, I'm working away, and then I go up to him. I says, hey, Chuck, I said, look, I want to let you know that when I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket, I just can't help but check it, okay? And I know it's a problem. So from now on, I'm just going to keep my phone in my car, and that's where it is now. I took my phone out to my car. He's like, that's great. That's all I want to hear. And he kind of whacked me on the shoulder and smiled with, some paperwork, whacked me on the shoulder and smiled. And he's like, okay, that's great. Good job. I don't want to be hauled into HR. They're not going to fire me. They probably won't even write me up. They'll probably just say, hey, Paul, you're not supposed to be on your phone. So late in the day, half hour before we're going home, my direct supervisor comes around, and I just share that what happened. And he's like, well, I don't get it. That guy and 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 that girl and this guy, they're on their phones all day, and he don't say anything to them. I says, well, I don't think he has it out for me or anything. It's just, I'm supposed to be back here polishing as many parts as I can, and he thinks my phone is being an interruption. I says, I'm still getting my daily limit done that's expected of me, but I'm just going to keep my phone in the car. So he's like, man, I hate it when I come back here and this is my direct supervisor and see you on your phone too. But everybody's on their phones. That's the way it is nowadays. I was like, yeah, but when I feel it vibrate in my pocket, I was just like, I look around for them and I gotta check my phone. I just can't help myself. So I'm just going to keep it in my car from now on. Then when my break, 9:30, I get in there at 6:30. So when my 9:30 break comes along, I'll go out and check, see if I got any messages. When 12 o'clock lunch comes along, same thing. And when our 2:30 break comes along, same thing. And at 3:55, we're on our own. We got 5 minutes to clean up. I can do whatever the heck I want. And he's like, yeah, but he shouldn't just be, picking on you about it. I says, look, don't worry about it. Please don't say anything to him. But I have to admit, the guy's being fair. When I used to own my own business and my sons worked for me, and I'm sitting waiting on a concrete mix, and I look up there, and the one son would be smoking a cigarette, and he's on his phone, and the cement mixer's going, row, 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 row. It'd piss me off, because it's like, dude, come on. So I get it. And my plant manager, he's been, I don't blame him for saying something like that to me. I don't at all. I'm just sharing it with you guys. I think he's been way more than fair with me. I mean, he could have written me up, whatever. And so my direct supervisor, though, is like, there's people here with 85 write-ups that still have a job here. You're not going to get fired or anything. And I says, look, I don't want to get hauled in. I've never been called into human resources in the 7 years I've been there. And I don't want that to happen. I don't need the stress or drama. the plant manager doesn't need the stress or drama of having to do that. I'm just going to keep my phone in my car, check it on my brakes. But like I was saying before, my direct supervisor is like, well, you ought to tell that to everyone. It's like, look, I have a job where I got to get a lot of parts done per day. It's not like these other guys. My team, I've got to keep up. I have to polish these round stainless steel parts. Won't get into the production method, and I have to have them ready for 2 final assembly girls to assemble everything, and I can't fall behind. Otherwise, it throws everything off. So I get where he's coming from. Steve, have you ever tried this Black Irish twist? It's like unbelievable. She's going good now. The whole house is going to smell like I have a grill in here and I'm cooking a steak. Medium rare, but almost burnt on the outside. So high temperature, low time. My grass seed, I noticed when I came home, is now sprouting in my front yard. I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited. So we got some rain halfway through the day. I come home, but I've got, a couple big trees out front. So the rain doesn't totally saturate the ground. So I took my sprinkler hose, went over it, doused it real good. And I was like, all right, now it's starting to rain again a little bit. Let me spread some more grass seed out to cover the rest of the bald spots. And I started doing that. And I'm basically just using a mason jar, scooping it, holding the mason jar at the top and kind of shaking it back and forth. Spreads it out nice. I do have a big spreader. I don't want to dump a 20-pound bag in there because I'll try it, but I'm going to get, well, now that I have the entire lawn, the bald spots, with seed down, now I'm going to try the spreader. I've never tried it. I just didn't want to dump a whole 20-pound bag of this stuff in, which cost me like $45, and then go like 6 foot and it's all on the ground or something. I don't know. I've never used this machine. It's got a handle that adjusts how wide the little thing in the bottom of the tank opens up to let the seed out, and it's got a little thing that spins around. You get it. So one guy's like, it's too late in the season to put a lawn in. But I'm in upstate New York, and I looked it up in many different places on the internet, and it said the best time to put a lawn in upstate New York is in late August, early September, because the soil temperature is still staying 50, 60 degrees at night. We start traditionally to get a little more rain, but if it doesn't rain, I water it. And it says 7 to 14 days it'll start to sprout. And I was so excited to see all of a sudden the first 25 by 40-foot patch that I did was sprouting. It's about an inch high. So it's like, I'm going to get busy on the rest of the lawn. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do what's called reseeding or overseeding. So if you already have existing grass there, overseeding is where you spread grass seed on grass that's currently growing. Because obviously I want it all one color. I want it to be nice and thick. And then this fall, late fall, I'll put some weed and feed down that'll kill any weeds, but it'll feed the grass with fertilizer. And next year, I hope to have a lawn like a golf course. I want to have the greatest lawn on the street. Anyways, the grandfather clock, yeah. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. Thanks for tuning in. Happy birthday, Steve. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, so happy birthday. Hope you're having a great night. Yeah. Have a pint or two and a couple bowls. Yeah. So, Paul the Pipe Guy. Peace, my friends. Love one another. Love the Lord. Be thankful for what He's given you. Paul the Pipe Guy. Over.